Hello everyone, greetings to you all. And today we are going to see some interesting premium tool, okay? And that is going to be a web assessment tool or web vulnerability assessment tool. Every company they will have some kind of a web application, e-com application, or their business application. Some websites will be there for their company, correct? So they are developing, and how are they going to check against the security is what is important, right? And they don't know what is to be done, and they depend upon the third party or they depend upon their SOC. So all sort of VAPT, everything they will do it, but they will not know what exactly they have to be. Testing have to be done. They don't know, and they know about top 10. Only 10 vulnerabilities are there for web. There are 100 plus, right? At least 100 vulnerabilities will be there, right? So how do they know? So, in order to give the visibility for the people or for the business leaders who is owning or accountable for developing this web application, they should be knowing that what are all the security vulnerabilities have to be tested as a part and parcel of this particular testing or security testing is what this tool is going to do for us. So how are we going to go? It is pretty simple. Either you will have to go to let's get started or just go to tools. I will click let's get started, and then I'm going to click on web, and you will find the first tool is going to be web vulnerability assessment tool. Okay, just click on it. You see the quality of the tool. So what we are going to do, this is the tool. What we are going to do is we are going to just provide the organization name who is going to be creating an e-commerce application is what my assumption for this. So the organization name is going to be Sample Solutions Private Limited, and no such company existing in this world. So I'm just giving it for just an example for this demo purpose. And then the application name which I'm going to give it like e-commerce, and then application type, either you can choose web application or you can choose e-commerce platform. I am choosing e-commerce platform. And the deployment environment is going to be, I would say, cloud hybrid. And then assessor is going to be me, that is Mahadev Krishna Kumar, MKK. So what is the technology I'm going to use it for? Technology stack for that e-commerce application is going to be PHP, is going to be in WordPress, and APIs are going to be in Python APIs, and then database, let it be in MySQL native one, and then I'm going to use some of the services of Azure as well. So these are the tools, and rest are all not required, I guess. Let me have a look at it once. Okay, these are all not required. So this is the application which we are going to develop, and developing it already been started. Just assume it. So what are all the things which we are going to assess? Remember, this place is important. This is assessment scope. So what is exactly we are going to assess against the application? Security assessment against the application. So injection, of course, for SQL, MySQL is there. So obviously injection vulnerabilities. And the second one is authentication and sessions. Authentication is everywhere it is required. Sensitive data exposure, is there any such sensitive data? And then security misconfiguration, if there is any. API, since it is there, then we'll have to use API. Insecure deserialization not required. Broken access, yes. XML not required for us. Insecure communication not required. Mobile web application is not required. Content spoofing not required. And then client side vulnerabilities, yacht, business logic. You can have denial of services. You can have zero, of course, zero-day vulnerabilities is mandatory. And then, of course, other web vulnerabilities, we can choose it. So this many, so almost three, so 9 categories we have chosen, and this many vulnerabilities. Each category, how many vulnerabilities are there? It is clearly mentioned out here. So this is the scope of our vulnerability assessment. Just bear in mind the scope which we are choosing based on our technology stack. So what are all the categories of security that we are going to test it as a vulnerability assessment against our e-commerce application is what this. Okay, just remember this. So this is what the predominant report. On top of it, any other compliance framework do you want? GDPR not required, HIPAA is not required, PSCI DSS is not. Anyway, I'm going an external vendor for PCI card related stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use OWASP top 10. So now these two are additional reports. If you want, include remediation guides, you can use it. If you don't want, just take it off. So only 2 reports will be given. One is by default 100 vulnerability checklist. Very nice checklist. You will get it as a part and parcel of this particular tool. You can use that checklist for any of your web applications against testing. You give it to them. So it is anyway HTML report. Just let them have it in their machine. They can just select it and then export it as a CSV file, or export it as any other format and send it to other team, or they can use the same thing. So this is a very, 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 very useful tool for everyone. So I'm going to choose these two because 4 tools. Let it the system develop, or testing procedure is not required. So 3 tools. Let the system develop 3 tools. This is an additional tool, include remediation. So what is the default thing it is going to give? So it is going to give a vulnerability assessment report for all these categories, number 1. And number 2, it is going to be a checklist, vulnerability, 100 vulnerability checklist for any web application. That is by default, you will get it. Okay, it is not, we are not requesting anywhere here, but by default, you are going to use that checklist. That checklist is going to be the, it is going to be an asset for you for any of your future web applications. You can use it, and then you against the testing as well. Okay, now we will go and we will execute this, and 450 coins we need it in order to execute this, and we have a sufficient coin. Yes, of course, I'm going to run this. See, within 2 minutes we are going to get this 3 tools. Okay, ready? 1, I'm not even started. So assessment report, interactive checklist, and then remediation guide, just we have chosen at the end. Assessment report, just have a look at it and see the quality of the tool. Okay, so I'm going to store it in what is that? I'm putting it as web vulnerability assessment, WVA. So I'm just putting this particular file in this, and then I'm putting this also underneath the same folder. I'm putting this also underneath the same folder, and that's it. So let us straight away go ahead to that folder and then see whether how it is looking like. So what is that? Not ecom, just we will go to okay, which is the main file, vulnerability assessment. Vulnerability assessment against how many? 63. We have seen it here. How many? This one technology stack. How many? 63 vulnerabilities against 9 categories. Okay, that is what we are going to see it here. See, out of which 21 critical. In that 63, 21 critical and high 18, and then 24 medium. So what are all the categories, technology specific considerations also? We are just providing it here. So what are those? So what is that impact? You see that impact. What are this? See, CWE number also, we get a CVWSS number also, we are getting it. Plus we are getting an attack and then impact. So all those things. So how many SQL injection, cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery, and then remote code execution. So these are some of the things. Just have a look at it. You love it, my friend. You love it. You love it. And this is very, 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 very essential for all the web application developers, especially security testers, not developers, for the security testers, and especially for the leadership team who should be ensuring any application which they are developing should be 100% secured, so that they can launch it without having any second thought. Correct? Go or no go is no longer be required, provided if you have this particular tool is handy with you. Okay, now we will go to the second tool. What is that second tool? Is going to be the checklist. So this is the 100 vulnerability checklist. You just give this checklist to your security testing team or testing team. Let them keep it handy, and then let them say give the results. Of course, you have many security tools are providing this, but this is our handy tool for any web application. You can do it. You can export it as a CSV, or you can export it as a printer, and then you can take it off, or you can use this file as your this thing. See, this is past, fail fast. So I'm saying not tested, not tested, not tested, say progress. So they can make use of this particular tool itself. So they can use this particular tool itself, and then they can ensure that all other future ecom applications. So second tool is also done. The third tool is going to be remediation guide, which we have chosen no at the end. So sorry, it is my bad, I have given it. So I mean, these are the things. So how are you going to remediate it? So in case if that is happening, if those that 63, I think this is for all 63 applications. Let me see, either 63 or 100. This is for 100. So all these 100, the checklist which we are provided, in case if it is occurred, what should be done? So this is very clear, right? What is the remediation? So insecure redirects and forwards. So what is the remediation? Validate, redirect destination, and use whitelist. So how are you doing? How to test it? You test redirect parameter with an external URL, something like that. So this is pretty simple, right? And this way, this tool will definitely helpful for you for any kind of an e-commerce application in terms of your security testing as well. Okay. And beyond that, I do not have anything to discuss in this. Until next time.